guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope all of you are doing well. It's a beautiful day and we bless God for this new day. So today I'm excited. You all know that whenever I'm excited, it means that I have a guest on my show. So today I have a beautiful guest on my show and you are all going to see her and you're all going to hear her say a lot of beautiful things. And I know you will learn one or two things from her today. But before I introduce my guest to you and before I, give you a background to what we'll be discussing today, I need to say this, guys. You need to subscribe. You who watch and are yet to subscribe, kindly subscribe. Like I always say, it doesn't cost you a dime. It doesn't cost you a cent, a kobo, a penny. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. Just, subscribe and also remember to click on the notification bell so that whenever I drop a video, you will see it without, anybody having to share the video. Subscribe. Thank you. Now to today's topic. So today's discussion centers on friendships, dating, marriage, and betrayal. So it's a mix of questions that my guests will be answering today. So the questions are, in no particular order. So she's going to be answering all of these questions. There are about 10 questions. So without further ado, I'm going to be introducing my guest to you. I call her Dr. Patience. Patience is that girl who, spice things up. I just discovered something about her today. She calls herself the spicy Zimbabwean. That's really interesting. So guys, drum roll please. Patience,
everyone. Yeah, as Moyo has already introduced me, I am Patience, the spicy Zimbabwean. That's like my temporary name for today. So thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So I'm so excited to have you as usual. And I know I'm going to learn something from you today. And I know that people watching will also learn one or two things from you. So I think we should just start because I don't want the video to be too long.
Right.
So yeah, let's dive into it. So the first question says, what kind of relationship should you have with your friend's spouse? To make something clear, I need people to understand that we are not talking about acquaintances here. We are talking about your relationship with your very close friend, more like your best friend. So we are not just talking about regular friends. So all the questions are in relation to your relationship with your best friend's partner or spouse. So Patience, go ahead.
Yeah, I think this question is quite tricky. My spouse, I don't think my spouse's best friend necessarily has to be also my best friend, So I think as long as I know like the character of my spouse's friend and it's good, it's positive, then I think I'm just gonna like watch in the back. Like I'm just gonna be like that person who watches in the back and make sure that this like best friend for my spouse does not lead him astray. So I don't think there's any relationship because like my spouse is already my best friend. So I don't need to be best friends with his best friend. You know what I mean? So I think it should just be like, okay, if my husband brings him to the house, we just feed him fufu and fish and be nice to him, and that's it.
Okay, but you don't think you need to be close to him in any form, like
No.
check him up once in a while. I mean, check on him once in a while, to say hello. Oh, it's only when he comes around to see your husband that you just, oh, hi, how are you?
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Yeah. I mean, since he's like my spouse's best friend, I assume that my spouse is taking care of the checking in. Like I should not be leading.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's assumed the best friends check up on each other. So my husband is gonna take care of that. Yeah. So
Awesome. Okay. So the second question says, should you have unlimited access to your own friend's spouse? I mean, your best friend should you have access to our spouse? Can you talk about anything with him without your friend knowing?
Hey, that's witchcraft. Witches don't want anyone to know that they are, they are flying in the sky at night. It's the same thing. Like, I don't think it's morally right. It's that's another form of adultery, even though it's not like cheating on your spouse, like we know it. But that's like another form of witchcraft. Honestly, I would not want to do that. Like that's witchcraft. That I'm gonna stop it there. That's it.
Okay,
That's
so
my answer.
what if you wanna plan like a surprise party for your best friend? You wanna plan something, a surprise party, some event, and you need the husband to coordinate with you. Won't you call him up and talk to him without your friend?
Ah, I see. In that case, so this is situational. Let me just say, this would be situational. In that case of like preparing like for a surprise party, I think it's okay. It's okay to not like have the other person informed, because it's, the intention is not to harm anyone, but to do something good for that person. So I think it's situational. It just depends what kind of information is being shared across the people communicating.
Okay. Do you even think you should have his contact in the first place?
Um, I think if my friend like allows it for me to have her spouse's contact information, I think that's okay. That's okay. Yeah.
Okay. Because I have some, well, don't let me say some. I know a friend who would not allow anyone have a spouse's phone number at all. The first time, I think there was a time something happened and I needed to talk to her, but
Uh-huh.
she had once called me with a spouse's phone number, so I saved that number. I didn't know it was a spouse's phone number, but I saved it as our own number, like a second number. So there was a day I needed to reach her. I called the first line, it didn't go through. So I called the second number, which is her spouse's phone number. She was the one who picked that. She was like, huh? How did you get my spouse's phone number? Like she was almost screaming at me. I was like, oh, I thought it was yours. So there are some people like that who would never share their spouse's number
Right.
with you, even if they're your best friend. So this is
I feel like sometimes, though, I mean, if someone can make a deal out of that, I think that also reveals something about that person's relationship. It could be insecurity, an insecurity thing as well. What else could that be? Like, trust issues in that relationship, because I don't think it's a big deal. As long as, like I said, as long as you don't cross the bridge that you have not been told to cross, I think it's okay. But again, like, it's really important to respect the preference of the other person.
absolutely, yeah. I was just going to say that for her is a boundary that no friend should cross. So it's fine. Next question. Is it right to share intimate information with your friend's spouse?
Eh? So,
That would be a
oh my goodness, I can't even imagine. Huh? I'll be riding the bicycle with my husband, and then I'll share that I had a wonderful time riding my bicycle with another person. Like, it doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. Like, no. I think, unfortunately, there are people who do that, and I don't know what kind of brain cells they have, but they are honestly people who do that. And I think that's so wrong, because something so intimate should stay between like a husband and wife. It should not go outside. It's just so wrong. It's just so wrong. It's like, like, I don't know how to say it, but it's wrong. I would not do it. I wouldn't do it, because then everyone will know, like, Patience, like, he does this, Patience does this, like, so I don't think it's necessary. I feel like as you mature, the kind of information to share. You become very selective,
right.
because not everyone out there needs to know your information, intimate information. It's kind of an embarrassment. It's like embarrassing yourself, and that's just unnecessary embarrassment. So no, I would not. Maybe with Jesus Christ, I would. With Jesus Christ, I would.
Yeah, with Jesus. All right. So, next one is a deep question. So, if your friend, your best friend, is crushing on your spouse and you, what will you do?
Hey, my friend, my best friend will not get there, because my best friend will have to go through an investigation, security clearance, background clearance, top 10 security background clearance. So she won't even get to this. She won't. It won't happen.
But I mean, what if it happens behind you? Like, it happens and you don't know about it. Like, someone just comes to tell you, oh, do you know this friend of yours is crushing on your spouse? Like, anything can happen. Never say never, patience. Never say never.
Yeah, never say never. I think I would call her for a meeting with my husband so that they can explain. Her and her husband and my husband and I, we both need to have a meeting to confirm that this is like true or not, because I feel like sometimes you can overreact. Right? So I think it's good to give the opportunity to that person to clarify. So, but I feel like crashing, my friend, crashing. What kind of a friend is that? I don't have those friends, and I don't think I'll ever have such friends.
Oh my days.
Crashing.
Amen.
Never. This one is a never. In the name of Jesus. Hallelujah. Never.
What if the crush on him and they never mention it to you? They didn't say it out. Like, it's just within them.
Then I'll find out at some point. The Holy Spirit shows me.
Right, I know. The praying woman. All right. Okay, so the next question. So it says, oh, I think I skipped a question. Let me read. So
Number 6.
No, I skipped number 4. So is it right to compliment or appearance spouse? Like, say your friend first, you say, oh, I love your haircut. Oh, so nice. This suits really suits you. Like, you look very fantastic.
Yeah, no, I think what I'll do if I'm with my husband, I'll tell my husband to compliment on my behalf. I'll say, hey, hubby, like, your friend looks very, very cute and handsome today, and I like his shirt. Like, can you please, like, just tell him, like, oh, by the way, my wife thinks your shirt is very, very nice. That's it. Look, we have crossed the Red Sea already. God has already declared the other land for you. That's it.
But the compliment originated from you. So isn't it the same?
But it's my husband saying it. So it's already protected. It's protected. It's protected because it came out of my husband's mouth.
Right. But really, is it wrong? Why would you not, say charity? Why would you send?
Hey, people have feelings. People have feelings. You see, men feel threatened sometimes. They feel threatened. It's just part of the human nature for men. They feel threatened, even if it's something very small. They'll say, well, it's like my wife trying to go after someone else. You know what I mean? So I think just to avoid those small problems, I think I'll just ask him to say it on my behalf.
Yeah. So in the case that the best friend compliments your own spouse, how would you feel?
So it depends what kind of best friend. It depends what you define. My cell phone. It depends what you define best. What is best? Best friend. So it depends what kind of best friend relationship that looks like, because best friends are different. They come in different forms, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if my best friend, who is really, really close to me, is complimenting my husband, it depends how many times she has done that and what her body language was was all about. It also depends the content of the words, right, in the compliment. So I'm definitely gonna digest all of that to see, to analyze, like the nature of that compliment, and then that will like assure me that there wasn't anything beyond just that compliment. Yeah.
Okay, good. So I'm gonna be careful when I eventually meet your husband.
You better be careful. Hey.
Okay. So the next question is a serious one. If your friend's spouse asks you out, will you tell your friend?
Yes, I will. What a thief. That's so inappropriate. I would report him. I'm like, my friend, your husband reached out to me and wants to take me out behind your back. That's just how it is, my friend. Because I feel like once you start hiding things, you are no longer friends with me, right? You are like Judas Iscariot, basically. Judas Iscariot. You are Judas Iscariot. So I feel like it's always good to do things straight. You have to put yourself in the shoes of the other person. If it was my husband doing the same thing behind my back, right? I would want my best friend to also tell me the truth, right? So I would do the same because, in relationships, marriage, especially in the context of marriage, it's really important to do things straight from the very first beginning, because it really helps to build trust with your friends, and also to strengthen that marriage. So doing things straight really matters to me. So I would report, in the name of Jesus, I would report him to his spouse with no hesitation. Yeah.
Great.
That's really important because I don't think it's good to be cheated on in silence, right? It's not good. I think as adults who fell in love together, I'm assuming that they will come together and sort out this issue. This is a very simple issue. It's a matter of open communication with each other and acknowledge that, okay, what I did was wrong and I need to improve. So if they are mature enough, I don't think this issue has any potential of destroying their marriage. In fact, I think it's an opportunity that can strengthen their marriage. If it's okay, it's normal in their heads, I think it should not break up their relationship.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. The next question: can you date or marry your friend?
There's no boundary to that. There's no anywhere says Jesus Christ said do not cross over. Why not? Why not? Like, why should we be caging people in prison just because this is my best friend's ex? I mean, I don't see anything wrong with that. Love is love now. Unless Jesus Christ appears to me and says that please do not date this guy. I mean, you failed, your relationship failed with this man, and now he wants to fall in love with me. I want to fall in love with him. What is the problem? What is the problem? But something that I have to say is it depends on the reason why they broke up. If it was because the chicken was cheating, then I'm definitely not going to run after this cheating chicken, right? I'm definitely not going to be dating that. And also, I think it depends what kind of best friends we are, because like I said, best friends are very different. It depends what's your definition of best friend. This is why I don't rush to name people my best friends, because I want to be able to go after your ex. I want to be able to go after your ex. So if I call you best friend, now I have closed the door on myself. So I think it just depends what the issue was. If my best friend cheated on her boyfriend because spouse, and then that's the reason why they broke up. Then, I mean, if I'm single, I mean, look, we have to stop closing blessings, God's blessings on ourselves. Like I said, unless Jesus says don't go, I won't.
Okay, so tell your friend, and your friend says she doesn't agree with you. You shouldn't agree with you. You should marry her ex. You shouldn't marry her ex. What would you do?
Honestly, I don't know what to say. Look, this is okay. Let's remove the best friend out of this. Let's just say this girl is just a person that I know. Okay.
No, that is taking up the question. It's a regular person that you just know from afar. Of course, you can do whatever you want. But I mean, your friend, your very, very close friend. I want to see if you're going to pick love over friendship or friendship over love. Let me see. We need to learn from you.
Let me see. But you know how I'm thinking about this? You know how Peter denied Jesus Christ 3 times? But then Jesus Christ, when he died on the cross, he's like, I've died for everybody, including Peter. So I don't think this would be I don't think this would be like betraying my friend. I don't think so. It's just human nature. But if she tells me, I would ask her why. I would ask her to tell me why she does not want me to date her ex.
Because she doesn't like it. She doesn't want a situation where she would come to your house and then she's constantly seeing her ex, who is now your own husband.
I think by then we would be no longer best friends by then. But I think, okay, so let me just say this. The right way to do, of course, I gave so many arguments, but I think the right thing to do is not to date your best friend's ex. I was just trying to go, somewhere else. Like, I was trying to go back to Egypt, to my
capital. That must be some real Egypt.
I know it's really bad there, but I think the right thing is not to date your best friend's ex, unless your best friend dies later. Then they won't know. She won't know. So I think it just depends, Moyo. It just depends. But I think the right thing is not to do that.
I second that. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna skip the next question because you kind of answered it already.
But if he's rich and I'm broke, I'm going after him.
Oh my God, patience. So you're one of those who love money. I love money. Every lady does. I mean, no shame about it, but we'll talk about that off camera. Okay, so next question. If your friend, no. If your friend, we talked about this already. If your friend's spouse is cheating on her, we haven't. If your friend's spouse is cheating on her, will you tell her?
If my friend's spouse is cheating on her, would I tell? Yeah. Okay, I think it's really important. It's important not to assume that my friend does not know, because I feel like sometimes we rush to want to do favor, to the other person, thinking it will help them. But I think it's also important to understand that maybe she already knows and she's already dealing with that. So I think it's important to take a pause, investigate a little bit from a distance to find out, like, if she already knows or she doesn't. But I think, honestly, here's the thing. Like, these days, people have guns and they'll shoot you. So if you start in like putting yourself in other people's business, you are asking to die. So I think you just have to be careful, because this has the potential, me reporting to my reporting to my best friend that her spouse is cheating on her has the potential of like breaking them apart, and the husband may take it out of proportion and does harm to me, so I think it's important to put my security in the first place, and pray for her, that the Lord would reveal to her what is happening with her spouse, cheating, adultery. I think that's where I would start. Pray for her, be there for her, ask her open-ended questions like, how's your husband doing? How is everything, the kids and everything? And honestly, when you do that, you actually find out that, oh my goodness, like she already knows, or she'll start like questioning like, oh, maybe my husband could be doing something that I should be aware about. So I do not like jumping into people's business unless if they invite me, but even so, you still have to put your security as number one.
Thank you. One key thing that I got from what you said is that it's very important for us to investigate before, jumping to say, oh, I'm going to tell my friend. You need to investigate to actually know if this guy is cheating or not.
Right.
That is very important because I feel like a lot of people just, they based on hearsay, oh, they go to tell their friends, your boyfriend is cheating on you, your spouse is cheating. You need to check him, all those movies we see on TV.
Right, exactly. Yeah, you really have to be careful about it.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Thank you. So the last question says, if your friend accuses you of cheating with a spouse, what will be your reaction?
I would ask her for evidence, I would ask her for evidence. Pull out all your receipts. I want to see them, and yeah, I would ask for evidence first. If there's evidence that I was truly cheating, then there'll be a need for a meeting, but evidence first. That's what I would ask for, because sometimes people may be just like suspicious and they take it as like, hard evidence, and that's not. And sometimes people can present emotions as evidence, right? Emotions is evidence, how they are feeling, how they seem, like, so you really need evidence, proof that in fact I was cheating with your spouse. If you don't have that, then you can't talk.
So what if that happens? You think you will still continue with that friendship? Are you going to stop being friends with her, or you just forgive her and move on? Like, whatever, she was just acting on suspicion, whatever.
I think I would just say bye to her. What kind of a friend? I think I was just like, I think I would just like say bye to her, because like after you accuse something of that, this is a very serious thing. This is about marriage, right? You are basically telling me that I was gonna break your marriage. So, and you're accusing me of adultery, and which in the case it was not. You don't have evidence. So I think it's okay for me to say bye to her and just end the relationship. That is really important, and I think that's like the healthiest thing that we can possibly do for both of us.
Thank you, Patience. We have now come to the end of our Q&A. Thank you.
Yay! Thank you for having me, Moenics. I really enjoyed.
Thank you so much. We'll see you again.
Bye, all.